Hey guys, Let's Shadow here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with another looping tutorial focusing on Tanglewood. This will be a short series where I go over other looping spots in the smaller maps of Phasmophobia, so stay tuned. For today's video, the looping can be done for the entire duration of the hunt if you wish to do so. Disclaimer, none of the ghosts I encountered whilst recording were revenants, however it should be okay for any other ghost. Once again, if you have any questions or anything that I've possibly missed out, do let me know in the comments. I'll come by my Twitch stream to let me know, on Friday and Saturday nights from 7:30 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time. The tutorial will be broken down into 4 steps. Firstly, I will show you the looping path which you need to take. Secondly, I will give you an in-game example of myself looping the ghost. Thirdly, I will give you some tips and tricks which can help you practice your looping. And lastly, I will show you things not to do whilst looping the ghost. Some of these tips and tricks may be repeated for a few maps, as the basic principle of looping is the same, but I will try to keep them as map specific as possible. As this is the Tanglewood looping tutorial, here we'll focus on looping the ghost around the kitchen counter and the dining table. This can be done for the duration of the hunt, and if you want, you can also link to the car in the garage. Check out my previous video for that tutorial. I personally like starting by the dining table, as that's just what I'm used to. Here is the path that you want to take. Now I will show you a hunt where I take that exact same path. When I first began practicing this loop, there were a few things that helped me out. Firstly, a good starting position is integral. As you can see, I keep a few meters distance from the ghost when it enters the room, hence giving me the best start possible. Here is a somewhat below average drawing that I've done, trying to explain it best as I can. As you can see according to the diagram, by having a good starting position, the ghost has some distance to close before it can get you. However, if my starting position is poor like this, the ghost is right on my case. One small error, or one wider than usual loop, and the ghost is more than likely to have got me. Secondly, I made a mental note of when to sprint. As soon as it was between the 2 chairs, and it appeared between the little gap, that was my cue to get some distance. The same on the kitchen counter. As soon as it reached the plate, before the blue cup, I put some distance in. This saved me from having to think each and every time when to use my sprint in order to gain some distance. The third tip is to manage your sprint. Since the recent update to sprint changes, if you utilize your 3-second boost effectively, you should be able to loop for the entirety of the hunt. If we look at the first drawing, at your starting point, you want to have your sprint charged and ready to go like this. However, if you use your sprint to position yourself and have no charge left, the ghost will most definitely catch up. Once you reach the landmark on the kitchen counter, which is the plate, you should stop your sprint to begin recharging as soon as possible. There should never be a need to sprint the width of the kitchen counter and the dining table in order to get the other side, as you can see on screen. You always want to save your sprint for the longer part of the loop, and in this case going from the kitchen counter to the dining table and vice versa. And lastly, the biggest help specific to this map was the fact that the chairs in the dining hall, you're able to walk through them, hence you can shave off a few seconds whenever you are looping. As for things not to do, we will analyze my looping and point out my wrong moves. Firstly, at the start I got too hasty and prematurely went to the other side, and you can see the ghost change its direction. This initial error led to a bunch of more errors throughout the rest of the loop as I tried to rectify it and do extra to compensate. You can also see me not hugging the loop as tight as possible on several occasions. Also, my sprint management is really bad. You can see here, I ran out of sprint on the longer part of the loop, which is integral in order to make distance. You can actively see the ghost closing the gap due to my errors. Luckily, the hunt finished, and I was safe. But if the hunt went on for any bit longer, I feel I would have been caught by the ghost. To finish off, during the hunt you can go in with a plan on how to loop and have everything planned out. However, as with most games, micro adjustments need to be made according to each situation. So despite me giving you tips to follow during a loop, it may not always work. However, with practice and general hours in the game, you'll pick up your own way to do things and judge what's best for each situation. And with that said, the tutorial is now done. Once again, it will not work on a Revenant. If you have any more questions along those lines, do let me know on my Twitch or just in the comments here. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.